Welcome to the newest addition to the channel. Something we've been talking about for a while. Something that I think a lot of you will be excited for. Found Footage Friday has officially kicked off.
Yay!
Because we need another day of the week.
To miss.
No, we cover so many found footage
We do.
films. And we have so many followers that are super into them. Mm-hmm. And I would like to watch at least one a week from now on and discuss it.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
I think it's good to have a day dedicated to it.
So here we go. The newest entry.
The first entry.
Yes. So, okay. We did not pick anything particularly special for us. It's just a movie we watched that was found footage.
Yeah.
That's not to say it's not good or bad. I'm just saying we just picked it because it just so happened to land when I felt like doing it. So There you go. Found Footage Friday. Let's discuss capture, kill, release. You can't really release someone after you kill them.
No.
You just all right, you're free. It's like throwing a fish back in the water after you blow its brains out.
I was wondering about that. Is that the actual phrase, capture, kill, release? Or isn't it what's the real phrase? The real thing that you do?
Capture and
it's
release.
Just capture and release?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's release,
fishing
release
term.
the movie. Like capture, kill, and then release the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could go with that. I don't think though when you film killing somebody, you should release it.
No.
Especially when you're in it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you do Poughkeepsie tape style or whatever and you can't tell who it is and you send it to the cops or something, then you can get away with it. Maybe. You shouldn't kill people.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah, that's a good first step.
In case you can't tell, we are in the process of moving. And we're going to have to say that in every video for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while.
But yes, that is why the movie collection is all packed up. Well, that's not just the movie collection, but it's not far off. So, okay, with this movie, all right, first things first. We are going to talk spoilers, but let's talk non-spoilers really quick. With Found Footage Friday, I am trying to encourage people to watch them. And then if you go and watch them, then you can come back for the spoiler part. So, overall, I definitely liked it. This was recommended by Dave Z from Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast. We've been sending each other back and forth some found footage titles, and he had some ones on there that we hadn't seen. And this was our first one on that list we had not seen. So thanks to him. So, okay, my biggest takeaway from the film is this movie is a perfect example of I don't care how hot the girl is, a red flag is a red flag. You just gotta know when to walk away from a relationship, right? But guys can be very easily manipulated by a pretty face. Now, and we'll talk more about the spoilers. When I was watching, I just couldn't help but think that the whole time, dude, get out of there.
Yeah.
And what this movie's about really quick is about a couple who is documenting their first murder. So this is told from the perspective of the killers, and the couple is very normal and very everyday kind of couple. Mm-hmm. But they just have some different tastes than you and I. But I will say one of them is more into it than the other.
Yeah. I almost wish that we hadn't said that it was we went into this blind. I don't know if you knew that this was what this was about.
I figured from the title.
But I didn't even know the title because you just put it on. So I didn't know. I just knew it was found footage. And I was actually quite taken by surprise when I found out that that they were planning to kill somebody and that it was their documentary.
That's divulged literally in the first minute or two.
It is, but I thought it was maybe it is that quick.
Literally her
but
just
I
being
thought it was such a cool
killing
because it was so unexpected. I wasn't expecting it to be that, and then I kind of thought it was a joke at first a little bit, and I was like, okay, they're just like joking around because they have like the camera, and then it like continues, and I was like, oh wait, no, they're serious. So that's all I mean by it. I don't really think it's a spoiler or anything. I just thought it was cool, like from my perspective, not knowing literally anything about the film, and you know, with most found footage, like you're seeing it from usually a victim's point of view, you know, in some sense, and for this to be flipped on its head, it was interesting. So, yeah.
What did you think of the movie overall?
I liked it. Yeah. I actually really liked it. I think the acting was really great. I liked their chemistry and dynamic, and I think, you know, like the writing, all that. It was a very believable film, which is always what we talk about found footage and it being like important to be able to suspend disbelief. And I was definitely able to do that. Like you said, they felt like a real couple.
Yes.
Like real people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
So, yeah, I think if you're enticed by the premise and you're a found footage fan, this one's definitely worth your time. Of course, it's on Tubi.
Yeah.
As all these films usually are. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I will give you a bit of a warning, and this is one of the only warnings I ever give on the channel, only because I know how reactive people can be to this. If you're like super sensitive to animal violence, this is going to be a rough watch.
Yeah, there's part of this that is like no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that part.
But yeah, the acting from both of them is great, very authentic, really good chemistry, performances are super solid. Very bummed to see that the girl in this, who does a really, really great job of being a fucking complete psychopath.
Yes.
This is the only thing she's ever done. And I think this is from 2014.
Yeah, it's from a while ago.
So, I mean, you're almost talking 10 years ago. She's never done anything but this and only this.
Well, I thought she was quite talented.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, kind of shocked by that. I thought she was super adorable and really, really talented in this. So I'm really kind of confused by why. Maybe she didn't want to do it anymore. Maybe she just saw that. Maybe she was like, oh my God, like my family saw this and thought I was a killer. Like, you know, because it's like found footage sound. Some people are like, fall for this.
Right, yeah. Well, and they go by their names too. Like the actors, the two main actors use their real names.
Yeah.
So that's always like, you know.
But hey, if you're watching, you should get back out there, make another, because you definitely have talent. Both of you do, and it's a shame. I didn't look into his to see if he did anything else, but. I think she should definitely make something else. So there you go. All right, let's talk about spoilers here. So if you haven't seen it, I didn't take notes for this one, so we're just gonna wing it. But I will. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to these kinds of situations, it's like I like that. Okay, I should start with. I was not expecting her character to go the direction it went towards the end, only because I definitely thought when she handcuffed him and had this very dominating kind of presence to her, I was like, okay, she's going to, bully him into the rest of this stuff, which is kind of what happens, right, with the first kill. That said, once like the first kill's done, she kind of relinquishes that role quite a bit, and like every time he pushes back, I kept expecting her to push back much harder and be like, you little bitch, or like fucking kill him, right, or something. But she was very like nervous about him not liking her anymore or leaving or anything. And I wasn't expecting. It's not a bad thing. This isn't a criticism at all. But there's a lot of things I definitely was not expecting to go one way or the other, or one way. And when they did, I was just like, oh, that's definitely not the way I was expecting. And then another thing, of course, is like you had said. I'll let you say this actually. I think Kaylee came up with something that was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. In fact, I would have liked if they went that way with the movie, with them recording the footage.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that she was, because they were filming, I thought she was going to like edit something that made it look like
It was
only
only
he
him.
did it.
Right.
Although, like, I think now after we've seen the whole film, I think that would have been kind of difficult because she's definitely like, she's the one that kills him. The first, like, the homeless guy,
Right, but
Gary,
she's like, come over here and
like,
help me. And then, like, I just thought maybe when you said that, I was like, ooh. That being said, even if it wouldn't work for the film we saw,
Right.
I still think it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And if they could have written it that way, to where she's like, get over here, do some of it. And he gets in, she gets out of the way.
Right,
And then
yeah.
she, like, manipulates it and
Sure.
edits it to make it look like it's all him. And then even make it look like she was, like, forced into it.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, yeah, it's a different movie that we're talking about because, like, their relationship, like, the way that she responds, like you were saying earlier, how she gets very, like, kind of self-conscious and, like, doesn't want him to leave her. I do think that they're written to be a couple that's, like, actually in love with each other, which is part of why he sticks around for so long because, like, he's trying to make her, I mean, obviously it's a toxic relationship and they're both crazy in their own way, of course. But I do think he's, like, sticking around to try and, like, make her happy. And he's wanting things to kind of get back to, like, a sense of normalcy where they're not, like, you know, killing people because he definitely responds in a totally different manner than she does. You know, which just proves that, like, even if he does have, like, some sadistic streak to him, he doesn't actually want to hurt people. And she 1,000% does.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, like, value life whatsoever.
So, I think when it comes to them, after having seen the whole thing now, I think that she's into the, like, visceral, like, the planning and, like the, as I said, like, kind of the visceral moment of the act, right? She's more of, like, she's more premeditative.
Yeah.
Right. And he is because she kind of talks him into it. I feel like it's her idea, even though we don't really get confirmation on that. I feel it's like she brought it up because she's the one that's, like, filming hurting cats when she's a kid. And she's the one that's way more, like, into it. And she has a blood, you know, lust that she, like, kills someone. He's like, all right, we're done. I'm done with this. And then she's, like, going for more. Right. So she's the one that is very much, like, into the planning of it and like enjoying it.
Yeah.
And for him, I feel like he is more of, like, a reactive killer. Like, he has a temper to him, and, like, that temper he shows in murder, right? Like, because as we see at the end of this movie,
Right.
and he's like, shut the fuck up, right? And he hits the guy over the head and
Yeah.
kills him, which is, like, the oh crap moment, because he's supposed to be, like, the voice of reason or whatever. But, like, I don't know, he's never into, like, the getting to know them. Like, he wants it to be completely disconnected. He doesn't want to hurt a cat. He doesn't want to, and she's just like, it's just a fucking cat. Like, she does not have a care in the world about people's suffering, about, you know, animals, about anything. She is completely dead inside when it comes to other people. But she does seem to really love him, which is interesting.
Yeah, the cat scene, I know we already said, but it was really hard to watch. Like, I really wasn't a fan of it, and, like, it's hard when there's, like, animal cruelty in films because, like, I do think it gives a sense of realness, especially when you're, like, dealing with people who are supposed to be, like, killers. But it's just, like, I don't know, it just always, like, makes me upset. And I also think, but I feel the same way too about the first person that they kill, Gary. Because he is, like, an absolute sweetheart, and you know, seeing her kind of take advantage and, like, the weird reasoning of, like, her logic of, I'm gonna, like, bring him in and cook him a nice meal and let him shower and like, you know, she's, like, giving him these creature comforts before she kills him, We also didn't say this during our spoiler-free section, but I actually really liked some of the practical effects when they are cutting up his body. It looked really real.
Which is rare.
Which is very rare. Like
they were.
I mean, there is some blurring and distortion at some points, but there's a few shots of like just really clear, like the power saw going through an arm, and I'm just like, they cut his arm off for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, his death and everything, it's really tragic. And, you know, then the asshole guy at the end, who's like the real person that she wanted to kill, like, you know, it's obviously a lot easier to get behind somebody being murdered in a movie when they're being like an asshole. Even if in real life, like, those people don't necessarily deserve death, of course. But like, if they had gone if they had gone with this guy, like the asshole guy first, it definitely would have painted a totally different picture.
Absolutely.
Because then it's more of like, oh, they're anti-heroes, like they're like Dexter or whatever, like they're gonna just kill like people who deserve it. But she, I mean, as you said, like, it's just like, she doesn't care either way. Like, she wants to go after the asshole guy because she doesn't mind making it personal, but she also like clearly enjoys killing Gary and this like helpless cat. So like, it doesn't really matter to her who she's killing.
No, she just likes the thrill of it.
Yeah.
And with Gary, I think that he's like, it's like a mercy killing to her that she also thinks like she's not only like doing him a favor, but it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like humane farming or something.
Sure,
where,
which
like,
is,
they're like, oh, they have a big field to run around in, and they have all this stuff. I mean, we still shoot them in the head and you know, cut their bodies in half and eat their flesh, you know. But you know, they lived a good life until then, and that's that same kind of reasoning. And I guess in a way, right, like, if I'm gonna be killed, but of course with Gary they let him wake up.
Yeah.
Right, and then strangle him to death.
Yeah, which is awful.
Really messed up. Like, it's messed up to kill him, period.
Of course.
But you couldn't have killed him after he was drugged, like, because he was so happy, he was having a great night. You drug him and then you kill him in his sleep. It's like he never even knew it was coming. But now he has to wake up, be terrified.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And die horribly. And
but it's because she wants that. Like, she talks about it early on, like the moment when they like die, like she's horny for it too. Like, she definitely gets like an arousal out of it. So it's awful, but yeah, I mean, like, it'd be different if she was just killing him like by letting him go to sleep.
Horror movies always remind us of who we as a society think of as expendable. Right? Because who are like the two main targets in horror movies when it comes to people who are like, well, just kill someone. We'll just kill someone random or something.
It's always like a homeless person.
And
animals.
A prostitute.
Oh yeah, prostitutes.
Yeah. Hookers and homeless people, man, they are always the target in these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's grab a homeless person. Yeah, let's grab some hooker.
It was
like,
so awful.
Fuck, man.
So awful.
It's so interesting how dismissive we are of those two types of people.
Yeah.
It says a lot of us as a society. Because they're both victims of, you know, a society that is, you know, they from just poverty and you know, probably systemic poverty, right? It's just like, you were born poor, you never had a freaking, you know, you never had a chance. You probably, you know, not, and of course there's people out there who had every freaking chance in the book and were given every opportunity and fucked it all up, of course. But the majority are not, right? The majority of them are people who never could catch a break. You know, a lot of prostitutes were like molested and raped as children and were also poor as fuck and just felt like they never ever had a chance in life, and then they like don't think anything of their bodies anymore, and they're like, well, I mean, they don't value that part of them, and they're just like, well, I might as well get some value out of it, right? And so yeah, it's always interesting. It's always homeless people. Like, at least with the asshole who's like calling her a cunt and cheating on his wife, and so, like, that's something he has chosen to do. And with these people, it's like, technically they've chosen it, but did they really?
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, sorry. Get on my high horse with that one.
No, it's a good point. Yeah, I was just gonna say that this is like different than what you were talking about, but I liked the interweaving of past video of her as a kid.
And I think that's real video of her as a kid.
I do too, which is cool because it's just there was something really chilling about that, to look at this little girl and be like, oh, she's literally gonna grow up to want to kill people, and how you can't there's nothing is happening in the video, she's taking cooking tools out of a drawer and walking around, and
it's just reminding us that at one point everyone is innocent.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, it's we all start out as blank slates, and it's what happened? I mean, we do interview, or we see her mom for a little bit, and she seems normal. She's got a normal relationship with her mom.
Yeah.
I don't know where the dad is. I don't know if they say, but we don't ever find out anything that would have happened in her childhood that made her like this, which I think is.
I don't think there is.
Fine. Yeah. I like it also because we always do want to see with serial killers what was their childhood like? What made them this way? But there's definitely got to be people out there who have totally normal lives, with no triggering, traumatic events that are just, broken, honestly. There's just something off about them. And that seems to be the case with her.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I don't get the impression that her or Farhan?
Yeah.
I don't get the impression that either of them had bad upbringings. They seem like they both had totally normal lives, and just so happen to be this kind of perfect storm meeting one another of committing to this thing. But the dynamic of course is made interesting by the fact that she's all in and he's very on the fence about it. And at first I think because it's something they're doing together and because it's more of a fantasy, he's into it until it becomes too real.
Yeah.
And then he's like, whoa, wait, I don't know. I don't actually want to do this. And then she's, of course, challenging his manhood and yelling at him and this and that. So that was definitely an interesting dynamic. One thing I definitely found noteworthy here for a found footage film is, yes, the gore, as you talked about, but also I actually thought the film was very sexy. When they have their sex scenes, the one in the bathtub, and they're even though it's a really fucked up scene, because she's this is where I'm going to do my first kill.
She's this is where we're going to drain them, cut their throats.
Super
and
horny,
everything.
but I don't know. It felt like a real sex scene. And I just thought it was super hot. And I can't think of many found footage films where I genuinely felt because that's just it. Most people who are recording their relationship, they're recording sex tapes. That's a lot of the time what they're using as a naughty thing they film.
Yeah.
Right? It's not murdering people. It's ooh, let's film a little sex tape. Let's be risque. Let's be kinky. And that part of it just really felt authentic. It felt genuine and real, and it was hot because of it. And then I don't know. I think that's mostly it. I just think that the cat scene and the Gary scene is just, those both are there. I think that's, while the film is good, it's those scenes that make the film a tough watch, and definitely something that I'm not really wanting to rewatch.
Right.
Right. So that's a knock, sort of, but not really. So there's a definite lack of rewatchability here, just because of how horrible those scenes are, but not in a bad way. They're done well.
It's authentic.
They're effective.
It's meant to be in there. All of that, and
it adds to the characters. It adds to this realism. It adds to everything. So it's no knock, but I definitely don't have any desire to watch it again. It's like Megan is Missing or something. When something is this depressing and anger inducing.
Yeah.
It's not fun. right? There's
No.
no fun being had in this one, or there's no like scares that are coming from you rooting for somebody.
Yeah.
This is all like you're following an antagonist antagonizing somebody and a cat really, really horribly as they're pleading for their lives, and you're just like, oh, this is just making me feel bad. This is making me feel dirty. This is like rough. And so you're like, I don't think I want to. I'm gonna watch this again.
Well, it's also kind of hard to recommend a movie like this too. Like, it's for a very specific audience. Not only is it like the found footage audience, although I think it's shot well, and I think like if you're just looking at the cinematography, I feel like it's a fine found footage for people who maybe aren't into found footage. It's not anything like too risky or anything. Like, it's just standard found footage. But so that's a niche, and then the fact that it's so like graphic in the content.
Yeah.
Makes it also super niche, where like very certain, I mean, like even in the horror community, like a lot of people don't want to watch films that have animal violence in them.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, I totally get it. It really does make you sick to your stomach. But I mean, I think like we've been saying, like it adds like a layer of authenticity to this, and as much as it's gross, like it kind of, I feel like, is necessary for the story, you know. In some ways, at least. I don't know. I guess you could have shown it in a different way, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, I think that's the like what's the word when it escalates? You know, like the escalation. So anyway, but yeah, I don't think I have anything else.
I mean, I guess the way to approach found footage films for me is always like thinking about if I was watching it and it was real. And like, I don't think I would take pleasure watching any found footage film if it was real, because people are terrified and they're dying, and that's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But like, if I was watching this, like, and it was real, like them killing the cat. And like, if I was like a videographer for the police department and I had to sit through this footage, it would be so rough. Like the asshole at the end. Oh man, we didn't even talk about the girl getting fucking like cleaning solution injected into her.
And she's just like,
and the dude's like, you know, if you want her to die, you can leave. And it's up to you. Nod your head, and he's just like, oh, yeah, okay. And she's like, I'm gonna go after your wife, and he's like, what?
It's so messed up.
And the fact that like he kills, Farhan kills his wife, and then also like calls the police, and then kills the other dude, hits him over the head with a hammer because he's like pissed off, and then just waits for the cops.
I mean, what can you do? Like,
I liked that.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the ending. I think that
too.
was a cool way to end it.
Yeah.
Just because you think like at that point he's done and he's just gonna stop her.
Right.
And when like the guy won't shut up and he's shut the fuck, and he hits him. It's like, yeah, you're both pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like, and they always were.
Right.
Like, he did help her kill that guy.
100%.
As much as he protested and this and that, if I was a juror, I would be like, dude, no I don't care what you did.
It. He cut up the body with her. Like, no way. He's 100% like just as responsible.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Ridiculous. So he's 100% an accomplice. He's 100% as guilty as she is. She might be a little worse. But he's still a murderer. And if I was a juror, guilty as fuck, watching this video, there'd be nothing you could tell me. Like, well, he was manipulated, and no. He was not. There ain't nobody that hot. Except for maybe you. But I ain't killing nobody.
Good, I don't want you to.
Alright. So there you go, Found Footage Friday. First one in the books. Definitely tell us below. Search first. See if we've already done it. But definitely tell us below which ones you are looking forward to us covering. For a little while, we're going to be knocking out some on this list that Dave Z sent me. So we'll see what that list brings us. But I'm looking forward to this because I really love talking about this subject, and I feel like we're some of the only people on YouTube that review these kinds of movies. So it's our own little niche pocket. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. What did you think of this movie? If you watched it, I hope you did. And if you didn't, go check it out on Tubi and subscribe to the fucking channel or we'll kill you.
Do it.
So
No.
make me kill you. Bye.
Bye.